Welcome in to another edition of Training Ground Dispatch here on the SDH Network, presented by Kaiser Permanente. I'm Madison Crews. Joined with me is one of the voices of Atlanta United in Jason Longshore. We're here to get you ready as Atlanta United is back at Mercedes-Benz Stadium to face Southeastern rivals in Charlotte FC this Saturday. Jason, it's a rivalry matchup all in one. We saw them earlier in the season, way early on, as they went to Bank of America Stadium. Now they're coming here. Now it's an opportunity to get some revenge, especially after that matchup back in Charlotte earlier this year. Get some revenge here at the Benz.
We talked a lot about Charlotte last night on the intersection on 92.9 The Game. We have a segment on the intersection called Darts, where we print out a picture of something to put up on a dartboard and throw darts at it. Charlotte ended up as my suggestion in that segment because you have everything happening with Charlotte coming into the league, wanting to be Atlanta. Yep. This is not new. This happened with the Panthers coming in and trying to do everything that the Falcons did. This is Charlotte as a city trying to do everything that Atlanta does. There's a lot of we want to be that. Even to the point they tried to sign Miguel Almiron, and now, according to reports out of Mexico, they're trying to sign Yorgos Yakimakis, which is fascinating, and I don't know if they have original ideas. So we're going to see how this goes with Atlanta and Charlotte. But yeah, that kind of stuff, there's friction. Yeah. It's a friendly, intense rivalry right now. I think maybe that's heading into a little more not so friendly, as we've seen on the field, as we've seen things thrown at our staff members on the field before. I mean, it's getting there. This is a really big game, not even getting into the playoff push and everything happening. So yeah, Atlanta, Charlotte, this is one you circle every year.
And trying to build off of the result that we got on Wednesday, a 2-2 draw to Chicago. We're able to come in, get the point. We're able to come back in and get the point. Will Riley was able to slot in to get the tying goal of the night. And it's one thing that we think we echoed today with Ronny, Deila, as well as Pedro, Amador, as well as they spoke to the media, talking about the homegrowns and that impact that they have, whether they're starting or they're coming off of the bench. Just the spark that they bring. We already know being a homegrown, it means just a little bit more in those moments.
Yeah, Ronny mentioned it. You have to have the balance between homegrowns and veterans. The homegrowns bring something different. Sometimes it's energy. Sometimes it is maybe a little bit of being naive in a situation, but going for it and trying something. And that can be something that at times veterans who maybe are going to be a little more conservative, a little safer, they need that push. So you need a balance. You need a team with that diversity in it. I think this one is starting to get there a little bit. We're going to hear now from Pedro, Amador, and from Ronny, Deila, and what they had to say to the media.
Defensively in the run of play, the team's been very good lately in the back four. How important on your side is the connection with you and Luis?
¿Qué tan importante es la conexión que tienes con Luis en la línea de cuatro?
Sí, es muy buena porque nos comprendemos muy bien uno a otro, hablamos también y dentro de la cancha, sea con Luis, sea con otro, tenemos siempre a jugar. Yo tengo siempre a jugar a mi compañero que está cerca de mí y pienso que las conexiones están muy buenas.
I think the connection is good. Luis and I are able to communicate well on and off the field, so whether it's with him or whoever's playing next to me, I just try to make sure that we're close and always in the right position.
In your opinion, how important have the homegrown contributions been this season from guys like Efrain, Will, Luke?
¿Qué tan importante es que están aportando los chicos de la academia?
Sí, siempre muy importante, sea acá, sea todo el mundo, porque son jugadores que tienen cualidad, pero necesito también de jugar para tener esa experiencia que otros jugadores tienen. Yo pienso que es muy importante tener esa cualidad, no hay problema ninguno de colocar para jugar.
It's important here and at every club because those are players who have talent, but they also need the experience to play. So I don't think there's any doubt that whoever is called upon, they can come in and do it.
All right. How do you find a way to strike a balance between having a team that is reactionary at times, like I think this team this season has felt, and being proactive?
No, I said to be proactive, you have to be ahead of the situation. So again, it's repetition and it's consistency in messages. As I said, there has been a little bit because of changes, then you a little bit start a little bit all over again. So that is my fault and my decision. I think when everybody thinks the same in every situation, then we are getting to be more proactive. But also reading the situation when it happens. I think we're getting better at that. Before we just jump, and now we are like in situation we are thinking, okay, I can't jump. Then we retreat, we come together, and also offensively we have to react relationally. So if the fullback comes high, the winger has to come in. The 8 or 10 has to go away, so you get the triangles. So all these things that we're talking about, we have meetings every week, training on it as often we can. So this is just repetition. Then I think you will see, and combined with some confidence, I think that also is a big thing. I think it's strong to come back now again. We come under, come back again. We had the momentum in the game. Come under again, then come back again. We come under in set play in Toronto. Come back again. You know, this is things that we have to take positive, and then hopefully we can start to learn how it is to be in front, and then that we have to keep going then as well.
The positives this summer, a lot of it has started with Bartosz. How has he grown this summer in your mind?
Well, so we talk and challenge him a lot, because I expect a lot from him. He's a very, very good football player, and he needs to take responsibility. You know also that Bartosz is going to do his job, but he also has to put the demands. He has to be a little bit Roy Keane for me, you know. So like you should be scared of not doing the job around him, because he do everything, and the performance now, especially the 2 last game, has been top. So you know, he covers a lot of ground, he wins challenges all over the place, he's improving on the ball. So we have a strong midfield now, and that can only improve, because I expect him to be one of the best players in this league, and still he has things to improve, and I think he can be a little bit irritated on me sometimes that I'm on him all the time, but that's because I see potential. Every player has to think, rather, if you don't hear anything, then you should be worried, because then I've given up. And with him, I have not given up. I'm going to keep on pushing, because I think he has a really big potential and still already playing really well.
What about
hearing Ronny Deila, I think talking about a player that we have talked about a lot of times, not only on 92.9 but also on SDH, is Bartosz Slisz. I think he has really commanded the presence every time he's been on the field, almost acting, I think, like a captain, but like a veteran out there, and just kind of getting the energy going, getting that spark going, getting things going for this team. And I think he's really embodied that. And Ronny Deila said, you know, there's still some work to do, and Ronny Deila's pushing him to do a lot more and to be even better than he already is.
Yeah, I liked how Ronny put it. You know, if he is on somebody in that way, it's because he really believes in that player. And I think Bartosz Slisz is somebody that he really believes in. I'm going to start using the terminology. He's top.
Yeah.
Top. I like the terminology that Ronny uses in this. He's been outstanding as of late. The team takes off of what he brings to the table. I don't think it's a surprise that they ran so much on Wednesday. They were chasing the game from early on, but Bartosz led that running. He led that work. He led those sprints. And everybody else says, well, he's doing it, I got to do it.
Yep.
And I think the other element that Ronny said about how sometimes in that position especially, you need a player who, when others aren't doing well or aren't doing enough, they're afraid of what he's going to say. And we saw Bartosz at times turn. He doesn't care if you're a homegrown, if you're the most expensive player in the team. He's going to be vocal because he's that passionate and he's putting in the work. Yep. So he deserves that opportunity. He's been outstanding. I'm with Ronny. He can be one of the best players in Major League Soccer. He's getting that way.
It's getting to the point. I feel like there are so many moments I'll just see his reaction after moments, whether it's a goal or a corner or turnover or anything. Whether it's a mistake that needs to be cleaned up or it's a good thing that he likes. You see that energy and you see the reaction, and I think you're seeing players feed off of it, and you're seeing it in full swing, and especially in the moments against Chicago, especially after Will Riley, I think, got the tying goal. You saw that reaction when Alexei Baranchuk was able to then tie it again as well. You saw the reaction from Bartosz Slisz. You saw the reaction from Alexei Baranchuk. You saw those reactions really come into the fold, and that's what we want to see. We want to see that from this side, and I think you're seeing it more in swing, and you're seeing it as Ronny says, you're seeing it from one of the top players that you got here, and with Atlanta United.
Well, let's go back to Alexi Moranchuk's goal. That is all Bartosz Slisz. It's a great finish from Alexi. It's a good layoff from Miguel Almiron, but Slisz wins the ball at midfield, dribbles forward to flip the field, looks up, sees that he has even more space, continues going, and then sets Miguel up to set Moranchuk up. That's a top play. That is what top players do, and Bartosz Slisz is trying to be that for this team. Right now he is. I think he's still got room to grow and be even a little more consistent. But when you have a team that, as Ronny Deila has said, is running as much as they did on Wednesday, more than likely you're going to be more successful.
Yep. And I think that whole play, even too, just the build up and like the awareness from Bartosz Slisz too, to look up to see that Miguel is right there at the top of the 18, and then the awareness for Miguel as well to sit there, have the ball, see that Alexi's wide open because he pulled the two defenders towards him, leaving Alexi wide open on that side to then try the shot and go in. And it's just a beautiful sequence of play, and it's I think a play that we want to see more of from this Atlanta United side because we know that it's capable, and just those decision-making things and the attacking force that can be up top. We saw it in full swing, especially in that sequence.
It starts with what Ronny said. The reactions have to be better when you win the ball, be more immediate, be quicker, be more decisive in getting forward, like Slisz was in that first goal. And when you lose the ball, be more decisive on, can I win it back? Do it. If you can't, then drop and be organized. But you have to make decisions quicker in those moments. And against a team like Charlotte, they thrive in transition moments, especially when they go forward. You've got to defend quickly. Maybe the other way. If you attack quicker in transition moments, you can exploit Charlotte.
Alrighty, last match in the double match week. Atlanta United is hosting Charlotte FC tomorrow at Mercedes-Benz Stadium at 7:30 p.m. Pre-game is going to start at 6:30 p.m. with myself and Abe Gordon. We're then going to toss it over to the voices of Atlanta United in Mike Conti and Jason Longshore. They'll have the call for you around 7:40, and it'll be a clash between Atlanta United and Charlotte. Who's going to come away with the victory? We'll find out on Saturday.